Hey folks, hang on today because we are talking to Diane Cunningham Ellis, and she is a firecracker. And I love her. She has so many great messages to share. One is that we are this masterpiece, right? And that we are more than just what we do, we create a movement. And so, listen in. We're going to dig into a lot of those things in this episode. I hope you enjoy it. Welcome to Lead Your Life, the podcast for people who are seeking harmony in business and in life. My name is Debbie Heiser, and I'm an inner mastery and business mindset coach and the chief igniter here at The Lit Up Life. I feel an urgency to help people let go of past messaging so that they can make a lot of money doing what they love without sacrificing what they value most. Welcome. We're glad you're here.
Straight from the corners of my mind is where I find my sanity.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Lead Your Life with Debbie Heiser. I know I say this every week, but I am so excited. And not just excited, but like, you know how when you meet someone and there's this instant connection that you feel like, I mean, there's the universal law of divine connectedness, but like maybe somewhere like in a different life we would have met somewhere, right? Like and before this and been best friends since we were in kindergarten. And that's what it really feels like when I met Diane Cunningham Ellis. I was introduced to her through my marketing and operations guru, Meredith Banka. And she said, "You really need to meet this Diane." And so she had me following Diane for a little while because of your awesome social media presence. And I was doing that and I thought, man, I just really want to talk to her. And Meredith's like, yeah, you got to reach out to her. So I reached out to Diane on Facebook Messenger. We kind of went back and forth because we both lead really full lives. I don't like the word busy. One time I was a youth director for 9 years, and I went to this big youth conference, and a gentleman was up on stage saying busy stood for burdened under Satan's yoke. And I thought, woo, that has stuck with me. And so that word kind of gets me. So I like to say I lead a full life, and I like that. And so does Diane. And but you guys know how I do this. I introduce how I met them, and I'm really thankful. And I know that Diane and well, I say I know, but I'm hoping that Diane and I maintain this like connection throughout our life. And I'm going to have Diane introduce what she does in the world, how she shows up in service, because you're going to love this episode. I can't wait for you to hear this. So Diane, take it away. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, Debbie. And I feel like we would be probably the best friends from kindergarten. So I'm Diane Cunningham Ellis. I'm a former therapist. I am the author of 12 books and have run a mastermind for 10 years. Sometimes I like to call myself the cussing Christian coach.
I love that so much about you. And
And
pay for you for saying it.
I know, I said it. I said it. I'm kind of like espresso for your business.
Mhm.
I love to move fast. I love courage. I've been coaching a long time. Way back 15 years ago, I created the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs, and that really was a courageous act in my life that changed thousands of women's lives. And so super proud of that. What else? I'm married on the second go round, have 3 grandchildren, and I have survived a plane crash, which you might not know about me.
Didn't know that. Was it a big commercial plane or a smaller plane?
A little tiny plane, the Cessna 174, 172.
And you
Mhm.
still fly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I'm always like, I know some people that are super nervous about trips, and my hairstylist is one of them, and we talk about it all the time. She's like, I can't believe how many planes you get on, and doesn't that make you nervous? I'm like, no, girl, when God's time says it's time for me to go, I'm gonna go, whether it's an airplane crash or walking down the street and getting hit by a car. Like it's gonna happen, right? So I don't worry about it. I mean, I know some people do, but wow.
Yeah, yeah.
And you walked away.
I did. Yeah, I did. And those are, the plane was totaled. I was with my first husband, and we both the plane, like, it was a miracle, right? I mean, you read these in the paper, like 3 people dead, 2 people dead. So after that, it was really a come to Jesus moment of, okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Like, go live And that's really a key part of what I believe I embody is go live, go have adventures, live that courageous life that you're called to live. And we don't know when our day is.
Yeah.
So let's go out and make a difference, make a big difference.
Yeah. And Diane, so you're in coaching. What's the name of your business today?
DianeCunningham.com.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. I love it when it's a name because then it's just super easy to remember. So yeah. Okay. So tell us then, well, let me back up. So you have the airplane accident. And you kind of alluded to that there was a pivotal moment there
Yeah.
where you decided life is too short.
Yeah.
Our life on this earth is too short. And so it sounded like there was a pivotal moment in there. Was there? And if there was, can you give us a few of the details?
Yeah, yeah. So my marriage at the time was, I mean, he was the pilot of the plane, and our marriage was having problems for a long time. And so this plane crash incident really led us quickly down the path to divorce.
Mm,
And, I know divorce is yucky. Nobody wants divorce. But we had worked on the marriage for a long time, because I don't give up easy. I'm an entrepreneur. We hold on, with claw marks of anything we ever let go of. And so it led to a divorce, and in the middle of that, Debbie, I had that was right after the first year that I had launched the National Association of Christian Women Entrepreneurs. So I'm growing this big movement. 165 people joined that first year. My marriage, that's going, my marriage is crumbling, and, plane crash, right there towards the middle, towards the end of that first year. And so, yeah, there's a lot of defining moments in my life, getting sober. Um, but that was another one. Just, okay, do you want to stay? Are we staying married?
yeah.
If not, there's a whole nother life need to kind of start going out and get ready to experience.
Yeah. Yeah. So you get divorced. Is that like you started this association and then when did you decide? Because you said you've been doing masterminds for 10 years now.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't, well, let me back up because I'm going to go there with you.
Do it. I dare you.
I don't know about you, but I was hearing because I'm really big on picking up on the linguistic environment, right? And it feels like how you described your divorce is somewhat how I describe mine. And part of that is the fear of backlash or judgment against me because it's a covenant, right? And I will say, I was in my marriage much longer than I probably would have been had I not been afraid of that and how people would have reacted to me. And my faith was what I had to reconcile. And for many, many years, I felt like things that God was calling me to do, it wasn't his fault, I chose, but that I didn't have that same support. Like I didn't have the support to go forward and do that thing that I knew. Like I was going to open a Christian bookstore with like musicians coming in, all the stuff in Kansas City and no support. And sure enough, a year later, somebody else did it. It was a booming success, right? So I feel like, and again, I'm not blaming him, but it took me so long to get to that. And I was kind of catching a little that with you. Like, did you have to go through a period of reconciliation yourself with like your faith and what you've been brought up to believe around that?
Yeah, I really did, Debbie. Thank you for catching that, because I felt so I was very aware. I'm running a Christian company.
Yeah.
I'm a leader in Christian fields here, and I'd just gotten this thing launched, and I was really worried, very worried about letting them know I was in the middle of a divorce. But I also felt my parents stayed married way too long
Mm.
for the sake of the children. And they got, like 32 years too long, 32 years together. And I remember I just didn't want to go there. I didn't
Yeah.
want to go there. And so I had to walk through that courageous path of what, like, okay, well, some of you might be, think I've gone off, off the roster here, but this is the choice because of some of the situations that were going on inside the marriage.
Yeah.
And just having to learn how to be an entrepreneur, support myself. I didn't get a big payout. I got enough money and I looked at it and just thought, how can I make this last me a year?
Yeah.
With the smallest budget ever. And there was a time there, Debbie, that I went to the Small Business Development Center. Do you have that where you are? Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to them and I really thought, I mean, I'm crying. I am very nervous and stressed. Like, should I go get a job at Starbucks during the day? And I remember very clearly one of the key people there, which they all became my friends. I was there a lot.
Yeah.
I was there a lot getting some help. And they were like, don't do it. Don't do it. Go, work all those hours you would be over there like slinging coffee and give those to your business. Look at what you've just created.
Yeah.
Look at what you just created. Because by the time you get home from Starbucks or wherever, fill in the blank, by the time you get home, you're exhausted, you smell like a coffee bean, and you could have used those hours to build your own company and just basically don't quit, keep going.
Yeah.
And I
Such a good
and I
message.
did. I did.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you would have gone and done the Starbucks thing, it would have either delayed it or went away completely, or to that point, your energy is
Hmm.
diversified in so many different ways. So what great advice. And so kind of tell me, like, how did you end up, like, you reconciled? I know you and I were talking a little bit about being God's masterpiece. And so how did you, because I know when I go through those things, I feel somewhat broken, right? Like, and it doesn't matter if it was mutual, there's still like this piece that we grow up in judgment, right? And like what's right or wrong and in the situation, and was I wrong for doing this, and was I right, and just the confusion and the chaos, to really understanding for me that, like, when I know who I am, like, if I believe in the Trinity and I've got the Holy Spirit in me, like, who can be against me, right?
Right.
Like, realistically, like, really looking at that and saying, how can I not be love? How can I not be a masterpiece if I have the Holy Spirit in me? So tell me a little bit about then, like, this, you've built your business, you've started, you did the association, you started your coaching business and mastermind. And like, how did you get to that point? Because now you are this like stunningly beautiful, energetic masterpiece, right? Like, you just have this verve for life. So how did you get there? Because my guess is that when you were there and you were scared and you were newly divorced, like, you weren't necessarily, I mean, you're bubbly. I can't imagine that personality not being there, but like, you're in a different place today.
Yes. Yes. So early in my life, you probably can't imagine this, but I struggled a lot with depression.
Yeah.
But no one can see it because I'm like little Miss Peppy Pep Pep. So the divorce, yeah, that really took a toll on me. My drink, so here's the through line. So when you're not married and I had no children, no husband, even my dog had passed.
Mm,
I know
yeah.
that was rough. So like my drinking got bigger.
Yeah.
So then I'm running this Christian company. I'm drinking every night. So that kind of increased. So I think I was using that to cope with the divorce and loneliness and all sorts of fear, mainly fear. I was just so afraid, Debbie.
Yeah.
I was so afraid that I wouldn't be able to support myself as an entrepreneur. And that, go backwards in the loop. The reason I stopped being a therapist was because I went through a lawsuit. I had a client that killed himself, and then I got sued. So like that's where I had a lot of money wounds.
Yeah.
So lose my counseling career. have to, or not have to, choose to start over in coaching land, start like getting some traction, realize all these women are coming to me to learn marketing. I'm like, okay. And that's what eventually led me to create this National Association for Christian Women Entrepreneurs. Okay, so then I'm tootling along, divorce, drinking, divorce and drinking. And later in there, get sober, a couple years after, get sober. So that was another defining moment of what are they going to think of me now?
Yeah.
What? Here we go again, right? But in those moments, I had to decide, uh, I had to put my sobriety first,
Yeah.
because if without sobriety, all of this goes down the shitter anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
So deciding I am going to go to a meeting every day. 90, they say go to 90 meetings, and I'm like, everybody says, I don't have time for that. And like, well, how many hours did you drink before?
Yeah.
Probably 3 or 4 every evening, just FYI. And I realized I'd been drinking every night probably for 14 years. Not always alcoholically, as we call it, but so then I'm sober, and amazingly enough, even though I'm spending a lot of time on sobriety, my income that next year, Debbie, went up by $50,000.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then 2 years after that is when I launched my first mastermind. So I don't even remember your question, it doesn't even matter, but basically it's like I have to keep getting more and more myself.
Yeah.
Like peeling off another layer. Who are you without any alcohol at night? Who are you? Who's the real you? Yes, I am this energetic. And sometimes I felt like, wow, you're just too much.
Mm-mm.
You're too loud, you're too whatever, to this. And so lots of times I think I was using those things to kind of tamp
Oh,
me,
oh,
tamp me down.
yeah. Yeah. Oh, wow. That's powerful. So we're going to take a quick break here because I think is starting to kind of lead us to this point of realizing and sharing. I know this is an important message that you like to share too about how we're all God's masterpiece. And so we're going to talk about that as well as a little bit about what you do when you work with clients about this idea of business and movement, right?
Yeah.
And I don't mean movement as in dancing, but like how it's a movement. So we'll be right back, folks, and we'll go from there. I want to give a quick shout out to my favorite online community for women entrepreneurs. It's called Build Her. If you've craved a space to connect with other women who truly get the journey, this is your space. We go live monthly for in-depth training on all things business, and it's where you'll get the latest news from the Lit Up Life first. Plus a chance to swap stories, tips, and triumphs with an amazing community of women. It's welcoming, it's fun, and it's where we cheer each other on through every up and down of entrepreneurship. Join us and let's build each other up. Check it out at thelituplife.com/buildher. Okay, and we are back. I'm excited because we kind of shifted. I know it wasn't that long ago that the commercial break took place, but we were talking about how Diane had moved into sobriety, realized that there was a problem, took some action, did 90 meetings in 90 days, probably continue to do them after the 90 days if
Yes.
I've had some experience in that too, right? So, and you're starting to realize who you are,
Yes.
right? Without the numbing pieces,
Yeah.
without the things that kept you away from knowing deep down who you were. That then I know one of the messages that you like to talk about is this idea that we're all God's masterpieces. So tell us a little bit about that, where that came from for you, like what's tied to you specifically about that, and now why you feel that that's so important.
Mm. Yeah, the word masterpiece, so it's actually the name of my current mastermind. So in my mastermind, probably similar to yours, has gone through a lot of names and evolutions. So that new name came just a few months ago this year while I was actually in a dark spot. I took kind of February as I called it my semi-sabbatical, probably looked like a normal person's high level life, but it was like I turned down the volume a speck,
Yeah.
and I was trying to decide, what is the name? I felt like, do I need to close my mastermind? That was really my thought. Has all of this just like run its course? Because I have been doing masterminds for 10 years. And sometimes you just think, well, maybe this is the end. But instead of the end, as God likes to do, he showed me that scripture, for we are God's masterpiece. And if I knew, I think it's Ephesians. I'm blanking.
That's okay.
It's
Yeah, we can look it
it's
up.
in Ephesians. Go look it
Yeah.
up. But that's really what I want to teach and what I believe. I believe that every bits, all these broken bits, the mosaic of our life, everything that I bring with me, you bring, all of those pieces are where we come most fully to our business to serve our clients. And when I'm trying to hide those pieces, it gets really disjointed. Gets really disjointed. So that's the new name of my mastermind, Masterpiece Mastermind.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh, and I just really want women, myself, I'm my first client constantly. It's like,
Mhm.
well, okay, well, I want to be in a place where I can pull all of my recovery, my art, my books, my lawsuit, I want to be able to talk about it all with you at the table, at the coffee shop, at the retreat, so that we feel just like unjudged.
Yeah. Yeah. So you feel seen and heard.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah. Without judgment, which is not always, I'm going into judgment, but isn't always easy to find.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm kind of hearing you say too that part of what you do is help create safe space for women to show up and be who they are
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
unapologetically, right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. That's beautiful.
I think for a long time I didn't understand. I I have all these I'm trained as a counselor, a therapist, and worked in for 5 years. And so that's just built into me. I don't act like it's any big deal. It is a big deal though.
Yeah.
It's a big deal that I have all that training, and then the business, figuring that out, learning it by doing. I learn by doing. I don't know. It's like, oh, I don't want to read the instructions. Let's make a mastermind.
In my I was trying to put together this baby gate for my door because I have this puppy, right? And my all my suite mates are like, "We hate your door closed all the time now." And I was trying to put it together and I'm like, it would help if I just read the 5-step direction, right?
I don't want to do all that. I want to go. Let's go.
Yep. Take action. Take action. Yeah. So you get into this, you're doing these masterminds, you have a gazillion books.
Yeah, I do.
And so tell us, like, there's a couple of key messages that you work with clients on. I mean, you do a lot, right? Like all of us as coaches have many numerous messages, but one of the things that you guys weren't privy to that I ask people before we get on is there something that's a hot button of theirs right now or something that you want to make sure that you are able to use this platform to share a little bit of that message? And one of them was about how the business is more than a business.
Mhm.
So, kind of walk us through that because you and I do similar work, right? Like in the fact that I want people to lead a lit up life and the business should be a conduit to that life, not run your life. And so, tell us in your perspective, you came up with that. The business is more than a business. Tell us about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really goes with what we've been talking about. A couple months ago, I realized, wow, I've created a couple movements. And I don't think I understood that until honestly 2025.
Yeah.
But I did. I created this national association that I sold that is still running 15 years later. That was a movement. People joined, they wanted to be a part. And then my mastermind, which has had all these different names, the name before Masterpiece, it was Braver Together.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Yes.
Braver Together. So I have bracelets that say all that. And so one of my books, my most recent book that I wrote out of the 12, Debbie, was called The Mastermind Effect. Probably the next book will be called The Masterpiece Effect.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Kind of makes sense, right? Because like last year I was like, well, damn, you kind of know a few things about this. Maybe write a book so you can help other people. But I believe that our business is a movement and we are on the move. And the more, if people get on board with a lit up life, they want that.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, okay, what am I selling? I'm selling courage.
Yeah.
I'm selling action. I'm selling consistency. I'm selling that we're all braver together. So basically community. I'm selling that I'm going to be stronger knowing that you have my back,
Yeah.
right? And that Meredith, who we both love, sent us together.
Yeah.
And that feels really empowering, right? And just even like knowing, going out to do, podcasts or summits or whatever we do, knowing that your friends, your tight group, your mastermind sisters, they believe in that movement. Theirs is different. Theirs is different. Like two of my clients I've been talking about recently. One, she serves women that were sexually assaulted while they were serving in the military.
Oh, wow.
And I did an Instagram live with her earlier today. And it's like, I know exactly who to send to her.
Yeah.
It's important. It's a calling. She was raped while she was serving at age 18, 19 or something. And so like that's her movement.
Yeah.
I have another client, her husband cheated on her. They recovered. They have a movement, a marriage movement, helping couples not get divorced if they choose to stay together.
Yeah.
And so that's what I mean when I think of my business is more than, a business. This is who I am. It's going to, it will look different over the years,
Yeah.
and that's okay.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you make me think of something that one time somebody said to me too about the story about Sarah and how, back in Old Testament days, and I'm probably going to butcher this because it's been a while, but where she couldn't have children. She ended up having one, wasn't Isaac, I think. And like her tent was large,
Mm,
right? And so like our tents are large, meaning you don't even know who you're impacting,
mm,
right? Like I think about the impact that you and I know of. Like I know all of these kids I had in a youth group when I was a youth pastor, right? And I was working full time as an executive at Citibank. I know I've made an impact in those kids' lives. They don't
yeah,
have to tell me. I don't have to tout it. It's not about that, but it's this feeling of I did what I was called to do, almost
yeah,
like that well done, good and faithful servant, right? And not that I'm trying to people please or please God in that way, but it's like there are so many times that we don't even know by just smiling at someone,
mhm,
right? That we did something that shifted somebody's life that then they're off creating a movement as well.
yeah,
So if you're thinking, oh, who am I? I can't be like Debbie and Diane and get on and do a podcast and be visible on social media and do all this stuff. It's not about that.
yeah,
What I'm hearing you say too is it's about like you're creating this wave, right? If you think about waves, they don't start out as big waves.
mhm,
There's a thing, I don't even know what it is scientifically. If you do, feel free to pipe in and save me here. But, like something happens and it creates this
yeah,
ripple that then continues to build, the frequency builds. And
yes,
that's exactly what happens. So you never know just by being kind to someone, especially in the world today where kindness is taken for granted, right? Like just being kind to people. Or I think about people that are struggling in depression. You just don't know. And so yeah, that's the whole thing. You just don't know how you're going to impact people's life, and that in and of itself can create a movement, right?
mhm. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I was, going back to my talk about AA. AA is like a movement,
absolutely.
right? I mean, it
That
was
is a movement.
started by two guys, Bill and Bob, helping each other in 1939, or probably a little bit before then. But it's like, okay, yeah, and then they found
Yeah.
guy number three, and they met him at the hospital because he was detoxing. And like, so yeah, there's so many ripple effects of these waves that we will never know about.
Yeah.
And that's perfectly fine. Our job every day, I believe, is to like, I often pray, God introduce me to the people you want me to meet today.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, well, I wonder what's going to happen.
Yeah. And I always have to add one on because my humility is sometimes not the lack of humility can sometimes way right, because I remember years and years ago praying, okay, God, like please put people in my path that I'm supposed to make an impact with, right? Well, hello, maybe the impact's supposed to be the other way, or like maybe
Hi.
I need to be open to receiving. So I
Yeah.
love how you just like shut that off, right? Like just tell me who I'm supposed to meet today, because the impact goes both ways. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I learned so much from my clients.
Oh my gosh.
Right. I mean, it's like this, I love you people. I love you. And I know you're paying me, but I love my coaches.
Yeah.
I gladly click that button because I know we're exchanging that energy and we're all learning together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Diane, this has been, I love this. This has been really juicy and we could probably talk for hours, but as all good things must come to an end, I have a few questions I want to ask at the end here. One is, and I gave her a little heads up, so she had a little time to think about this. If we were to go out and open up your playlist or your Spotify, whatever you listen to, what would be the most played, like favorite song of yours?
Okay. So the most played recent one is called Shut Up and Dance.
Nice.
And I brought this just for our video. I have not played with this yet. It matches my whole life.
Totally does.
It's on. I can't wait. Tonight when we hang up, you better believe I'm going to be doing karaoke in my own house.
Yeah, and for those of you listening, it's a bright turquoise karaoke microphone. I love it.
Yes, yes, and it's for age 3 and up. So I figure I could do it. My sister had one of these at her house, and I was like, what is that? And I just got so excited, and I had to turn on Shut Up and Dance because I don't know why. It's just like the song right now that I want to
Yeah.
hear. It kind of resets me into like, let's stop talking, let's move.
Yeah, I
Let's
love that.
go. Let's go. So that's what the one you would see that I've played recently a lot.
Okay, cool. And then share with us, I'm an avid reader, so share with us a book that has made an impact on you, and tell us a little bit about
Sure.
it.
So I've read this one 4 times. It's called The Prosperous Coach.
Nice. Yep.
Yeah, by Rich Litvin and Steve Chandler. Um, I love it. I've been coached by Rich quite a few times in the last couple of years, and it goes back to the basics.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
No, I haven't. It's in my Kindle actually.
Yeah.
I wrote it
Me
down to go back to and open it up.
Yeah, I just love it because it's like, just go serve,
Yeah.
serve people. Like, let go of all that Instagram drama and the funnels and, just go talk to real people and your business will grow.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love that. So if someone wants to follow you, which I highly recommend because you jet set more than I do, even, which is saying a lot. And I love the energy that you bring forward. So if somebody wants to follow you, they want to find out more about what you do, where would you send them?
They could just go to dianecunningham.com. That's the easiest one. Or on the Facebook where we all live, Diane Cunningham Ellis.
Awesome. Fantastic. That'll be in the show notes. And folks, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. Diane, thank you so much for your time today. And we will stay in touch for sure. So
Oh, yes. I can't wait to meet you in real person,
I
Debbie.
know, right? I know, right? Okay, everybody have a great week. We'll see you next time.
See you soon.
That's a wrap for this conversation. I'm so glad you've joined us. Remember to subscribe to the podcast so you can catch all of our future episodes, and visit us at thelituplife.com for details on how you can become part of the Lit Up Life community. A quick shout out to my friend Jackie Wilson and her friends, the creators of our amazing theme music. Thanks so much for allowing us to share this perfect song with our listeners. Looking forward to having you listen in to our next episode.